Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess and I love doing DIY in a simply but pretty way. Today's video, I'm going to share with you how I transform a denim skirt into this cute overall jumpsuit. Here's the denim skirt before the transformation. I didn't wear it in a very long time, so I decided to give it a makeover. The first step is removing the waistband of the skirt. After that is removing the front seam in the middle, then removing the pockets in the back seam. I fold two pieces of the skirt after removing them at the side seam. Make sure they are at the same line. You can use the pins to hold them together like I did. So the front skirt will be the front part of the overall, and the back skirt will be the back part of the overall. At the side seam, I mark at 70 cm from the end. It's the length from the upper breast to over crotch, then drawing a line there. After that, I'm drawing another line at 40 cm from the end of the skirt. It's the length from the belly button to over the crotch. At the end of the side seam, I mark at 35 cm, which is 1.5 times a quarter of your hip size, then drawing a short line there. From the end of that line, I go up and mark at 8 cm, then I draw a 5 cm line inside. At the middle line, I mark at 24 cm, which is a quarter of your hip size plus 1 cm. Then drawing a line go through this mark to the one I just made before that. At the end of the skirt, I'm drawing a curved line there to create the crotch line for the front pane of the overall. At the top of the front overall, I mark at 12 cm inside, which is a half of the width between two breasts, then connecting it to the end of the middle line. And I finish the front part of the overall. Before moving to the back part of the overall, I check the width of the top line and the middle line first, because they will be the same for the back part. At the back part, I draw a top line first by measuring the length of the overall from the upper breast to over the crotch, which is 70 cm. After that, I draw the middle line, which is the length from the belly button to over the crotch. From the side seam of the skirt, I go out 21 cm at the top line and 24 cm at the middle line. Then drawing a line go through these marks to the end of the skirt. At the end of the skirt, I draw a short line at 8 cm outside of the line I just drew before that. Then drawing a curved line at 8 cm from that short line to the long line to create a crotch line for the back pane of the overall. At the top line, I go up 12 cm, which is a half of the width between two breasts, then connecting it to the end of the middle line. And I finish the back part of the overall. After cutting, I fix the connected lines between the top line and the middle line a bit by drawing a curved line there. There will be two side lines of the front and the back of the overall. Make sure the total width of the middle line has to be a half of your hip size plus 2 cm or bigger, so you can wear the overall after all. I use the zigzag stitching on my sewing machine to overlock my pattern. After that, I connect 2 cross lines of the front and 2 cross lines of the back together by the pin, then sewing. Now I'm connecting the end of the cross line together. At the top of the overall, I draw a horizontal line at 6 cm down from the top line. Then, I fold the fabric to that line and sewing, doing the same for the back as well. After that, I fold the side line inside around 1 cm from the front to the back part of the overall, then sewing. Next step, I cut 4 long fabric lines with 40 cm length and 4 cm width from the leftover fabric of the denim skirt to make the tie for the overall. I fold 2 sides of the long fabric together and sewing. I use a small safety pin to upside it after that. Remember, it's a denim fabric, so it's quite difficult to invert if you make a too small hole. I also use the iron to make the nice seam for the tie. Then I install the tie to fold top corner of the overall and sewing. I want to add a little cute feeling for this overall, so I reuse the pockets from the denim skirt to make the bottom pocket at the front of the overall. I measure the position for the pockets at 7 cm up from the end of the leg and 4 cm inside from the side seam. Then I use the pins to fit it to the front before sewing. Remember to override the old seam to make it nicer. And I finished this DIY. Here's my final transformation. This is such a cute overall and perfect for an active summer day when you want to do some handiwork. I hope you like this transformation and try it out. Subscribe to my channel to not miss out my upcoming ideas. See you next week in another DIY.